Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Him Yahweh, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachah HaKodash. Hey, give it double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth, that are constant, ruling well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. Hey, peace, mercy, and blessings to the beloved Akim that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly stand on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living. And even shalom to the few sisters, the Aquabs that are out there, and even shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nation but their seed line going back to our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iraq, coming back with another lesson to the Lord willing, edifying for the lambs of the Lord, which Lord willing I pray this lesson is edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, and I'm pretty much just laying back, brothers going into the Apple brain implanting, which they're pretty much collaborating with Synchron to integrate brain implants as a native input for Apple devices. And they're saying that they want to enable users to control their devices with their thoughts. This technology is initially focused on individuals with disabilities, particularly those with spinal cord damage or ASL. All right, and these countries, these other nations, all right, are all jumping on board with this technology. Okay, and like the apostles been going into for years, all right, with Aaron Russo, I forget him sitting down with one of the Rockefellers and being told, all right, they want to, these Edomites want a one world government, okay, that they want to control the masses, and how they want to control the masses is through the MOTB, okay, which is definitely a rice grain device that they want to implant inside your body, or do some type of neurological surgery to where they're going to implant devices in your skull in order to integrate you into this cloud, quantum mainframe, all right, which everything is becoming integrated into. All right, so pretty much this is part of the Internet of Bodies, where they're considering, when they're talking about like brain implants, when they're talking about putting things inside your body, they're talking about putting you into a main system. All right, and you had Joseph Biden, I forget, I want to say he made the statement, he said you will rule on it. All right, there's going to be a time where they're going to rule out that everybody has to comply and move forward with this system, okay, which we're here, all right, we're here, all right, we're in those days where everybody's going to have to get down with this system, or get cut off from this system, and how Esau's going to push it is through left hand miracles, wonders, all right. And the show Black Mirror kind of goes into that, which I want to play a little bit of it, all right. But before I do, let me grab the Internet of Bodies, okay. The definition of it, it says a subset of the Internet of Things that refers to devices that monitor the human body and collects personal data. It says these devices can be worn, implanted, or ingested, and can track a variety of metrics, including bodily functions, locations, and even what users see and hear. IOB devices can be freestanding, like sensor-equipped hospital beds or wearable like fitness trackers, okay. So like you've all know what Harari said. He said you'll become biohackable animals. You'll be integrated into the system, all right. And this show kind of shows you that, all right, because the man, his wife, she suffered from, you could say, pretty much an illness, and part of her brain was dying, so they wanted to take part of her brain, fix it by reprogramming it, okay, which would allow her to regularly function in everyday life. So in a sense, she'll be back normal, all right, is what they explained to her. But there would be a slight few different things about her, you know, okay, because she's now not only just operating off of you know, normal means. Now she's connected to the system. All right, and you know, like you're gonna hear, she can't go outside of cell tower ranges. She's gonna sleep longer, okay. But the problem is, okay, when you hear it, all right, you're gonna see how demonic it is, all right, because this is like I said again, this is all left hand miracles and wonders that Esau pushes, all right. But most people that have these kind of situations, they're going to be the most prone to it. They're going to be the ones that most accept it, all right, because you know they can't fathom their loved ones suffering, you know, all right. So it's marketable and sellable to those that, you know, undergo certain tragic situations, all right. So let me get this real fast in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and in verse 9. It says, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, all right, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved, all right. So most people that trust in the government, they're going to trust in Esau's wonders, all right, but they're all lying wonders, okay, which when you look up that word lying, all right, in the verse up top, all right, it goes into pseudos, all right. Let's get that.
Strong's G 5579. Pseudos,
all right, a lie, conscious and intentional falsehood, in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be, okay. Now let's watch this, okay, and you're gonna see it for yourself, all right. And like I said, this is, you know, fair use, not making any monetary gains. It's just for educational purpose, all right, and that's it, okay, just to make a point. So let's watch this part.
So we take an imprint of the affected part of her neural structure and we clone it onto our mainframe. So basically we make a backup of part of her brain onto our computer. And then we remove the tumor and the surrounding tissue.
Isn't that dangerous?
Well, normally, yeah. But we made a backup, remember? And then we replace what we removed with synthetic receiver tissue. And then the Rivermind system transmits cognitive function from the backup on the cloud-based server.
Does this work? Honestly, has this been tested even?
Yes, it has. I am living proof.
What are you talking about?
Do you want me to show you? Okay, you see me right now, right?
I do.
Okay, 18 months ago, this was me.
Oh, shit.
I had a terrible accident. I had a knock to the head that technically killed me. So I was lucky to be one of the first Riverminders. Otherwise, I would not be here.
I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say this.
No, go ahead. Bring it on. Tell me. Normal?
Yes.
Yes. Physically, mentally, I am fine. And my kids say that I am still the same pain in the ass that I was. It's really sweet. Do you have children?
Not yet.
Oh.
Been close a couple of times.
Mike, this will give you time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah.
So a couple things you need to know. She's gonna sleep more every night. 1 or 2 more hours. It's one of the ways that we help the demand on our servers. And then she has to physically stay within the coverage range. It's kind of like cell service. We're new, but let me just show you. So we already have most of the state covered, and in the next year or so, we're going to roll out nationwide and worldwide.
How much is this gonna cost?
It's less than you think.
Is it less than we have? Because it's pretty
All right, you see, like,
tight.
Honestly, it's less.
like she made mention, you know, she's going to be connected to the servers, to the cloud, you know. She can't go outside of the range. Now, imagine that how what they're doing now with all these different apps, and when you sign up, you say, yes, I agree. These third parties can sell your information. They have a right to look at your pictures, your information, okay? And your phones are picking up on your wavelengths. It's reading your algorithms, checking out what you searched up, and they're able to sell you products based upon what you like. All right. Now imagine yourself, since you're connected to the cloud. All right. You end up becoming where they can start downloading into your subconscious ads. All right. Where let's say if you get triggered by somebody that makes mention of the latest shoes that just came out, well, you unconsciously just start spewing out exactly verbatim, word for word, what the advertisement is pushing for those shoes. Okay, that's what they kind of show you in the show. His wife ended up started advertising for sexual infertility. She started advertising for certain things. She ended up passing out because or she went dark. Let's say she went dark. She powered down because she went outside of the cellular range, or the tower range, and they were concerned. He was concerned about her health. All right, this is the type of control that Esau wants over the people. It's very bizarre, it's very wicked, it's very left hand. All right, let's grab that real fast before I go any further. Let's go to Revelations 13. All right, because see, the brain is also dealing with the meta. All right, your mind. Okay, which all ties back into the mark. All right, Revelations 13. All right, and these are just basic scriptures brothers all know. Revelations 13, and let's get straight to the point. Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and we know that mark goes back into the charagma. All right, which is something that is going to be imprinted inside you. All right, through a palisade, a hypodermic needle. All right, it's going to contain your grapho, which would be your records, your history, okay, your finances. Everything will all be connected into one. Everything is being integrated into one system as of right now as we speak. All right, so you are going to become integrated into it as well. Your physical being will be a part of this system as well. You'll be upgraded, so-called, to the cloud, or to the system. All right, this is what transhumanism is about. Okay, you're being augmented. All right, let me get the word. I want to say it's head. All right, receive a mark in the right hand or forehead. All right, which the word is metapon. Okay, which is the space between the eye and forehead and the forehead. All right, so this is what they're doing with these brain implants. Okay, they're putting it in your head. All right, and people have undergone these surgeries already. There's already examples of them. All right, with Neuralink. Okay, let's go down to verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the number of the beast, number of his name. I'm sorry. All right, which buying and selling is dealing with it. Buying and selling. Okay. All right. So, where was I gonna go? Oh yeah, that's where I was gonna go. All right. Let's get this real fast. All right, because I had made mention of the Internet of Things. Okay, so this will be the Internet of Things. You'll become the Internet of Things. All right, which is a network of devices that connect and exchange data using the internet or other communication networks. These devices, also known as smart objects, which you will become the smart object, can range from simple home devices like smart thermostats to complex industrial machinery to IoT devices use sensory to collect data and act on it, and can communicate information via wired and wireless networks. The concept of IoT became popular in 1999. Yada yada yada. All right, which they give a little bit of examples. What are some of the Internet of Things? Right, cars, cell phones. A lot of businesses, products that they use. All right, everything's all connected into the Internet of Things. All right, so you'll be upgraded into the Internet of Things yourself. All right. Let me see, what else do they have here? Yeah, healthcare, transportation. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, you kind of could look into it further. I'm just hitting the surface level of it, so I kind of just want to run through this real fast. Don't want to make this too long, but let's go right here to 20 minute, about the right here 20 minute mark.
The good news is there's no malfunction, Amanda.
Did you not just... She blacked out.
Yeah, it was...
I thought she was dead.
It's because you passed outside the coverage area.
But you said that you checked the map.
I did check them. I looked it up and it said it was within range.
What happened was we are upgrading some of our towers. And the ones in Palmer County are on the new bandwidth, which is part of an exciting change to Rivermind service.
What do you mean change?
From Monday, we are introducing Rivermind Plus.
Plus?
A new subscription tier that has extended coverage, okay? So it makes great use of those upgraded towers. I'm gonna show you. Stand by.
Good.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, look at this. This is it. As you can see, we will be extending our coverage all over North America.
So we can travel.
Yeah.
Yes, if you upgrade, then absolutely you can travel.
And if we don't?
Then you just stay within your existing coverage range.
So you're saying that we have to upgrade to Plus if we want to leave the county?
Right, yeah.
That's not what you said when we signed up. You said it was just going to roll out everywhere.
Yes, it is with Rivermind Plus. That's what this is. This is the rollout.
Yeah, you see, and it's like they charge you for if you don't want ads in your music apps, like Spotify and iTunes and Amazon Music, you just pay for the premium $10. You get no ads. All right, so pretty much that. So she started becoming an ad. All right, and if they didn't pay for the premium program, she would just be whatever hour just that they're going on commercial or sending forth a commercial. She would just be spewing out the commercial without no control. It's just some bizarre demonic type of stuff that Esau envisions. All right, let me grab this real fast in Isaiah 32:7. This is the instrument also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. All right, so these instruments, all right, or this device would be an instrument, okay, something that they're going to devise against you, okay, because ultimately it's a direct violation against the Heavenly Father, okay, and his son Yahushua to what? Not take it, all right, not to undergo, all right, this type of surgery, or to even go to one of these facilities where they offer it to you, okay. This device you have to completely deny, all right. You have to pretty much deny this thing, all right. Let me see. Let's see what the word device says. Let's get the word device. All right. You know, because most people that trust in oppression, what are they going to do? They're going to rely on what Esau says. They're going to trust in the famous actress, the famous musician that they like, you know, NBA star, football player, boxer. They're gonna look to these individuals that are bought and paid for by Esau, and they're gonna push this to the people, you know, all right, and make it fun, admirable. Okay, they're gonna make it to where, you know, your interest is peaked. This is the new way of living. This is where we're headed. This is where you want to be at. Okay, life is advancing. Technology is constantly growing, all right, and I believe Donald Trump just went to go further do a deal with Saudi Arabia, all right, to push the line, okay, where they want to put you in a wall that's so-called going to be a bliss resort, where everything's going to be virtually digital. You'll be connected to everything inside, all right, and you'll have just the time of your life. Okay. It's just all weird and left hand, all right, demonic stuff, man. Okay, all right, but this is where we're at with it. All right, let's get the word instrument. It says kolaya, all right, which is an article, vessel, implement, utensil. Okay, an article. All right, let me look. So I want to say the word article just once. Yeah, it's like Jake wrote up to me next to me with bumping his music, man. It's like when I'm trying to do a lesson, but whatever. Alright, but the word article I was reading, it says an object, generally utensil, implemented, apparatus, vessel, equipment, utensils, all right, but you can see the instruments, all right, also the churls are evil, all right. So an article is not something that is just used for paperwork, okay. You could become a part of a class, of a group, all right. So Esau's going to use this to lump you into one mainframe, all right. When you look up the word article, it's just from the regular Merriam-Webster, all right. It says a stipulation in a document. It says a non-fictional prose composition, usually forming an independent part of a publication. A document setting forth the terms of an agreement, right? So it's dealing with documents, okay. But also it says a member of a class of things, all right. So he's going to use it to tie you in, all right, into that new world order. You know, all right, which aligning yourself into that new world order, okay, is going to get a lot of Jakes destroyed, all right, because what, again, the Lord said what, not to take it, okay, Israel, all right, that's a direct commandment from Yahweh by Shema Shai, all right. This is why when you read Revelation the 14th chapter, it says that those that have took the mark upon themselves, which I'm gonna just end it off with that. I don't want to make it too long. Yahweh Shai was going to what? Watch them be dissolved by the fire that was going to rain down as those missiles fly from these other nations, okay, and land directly in Babylon the Great, okay, to burn this place. All right, this is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. All right, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. You see, all right. So those that take the mark are going to be destroyed. All right, they're not going to be eligible to be redeemed. All right, that mark is pretty much going to mark you for death by the Lord. Okay, this is why the scriptures tell you in what Revelation 3:10, okay, that those that trust on Yahweh Bashim Shai, he's going to keep you from that hour of temptation, because it's going to be a time of temptation to try the whole world, you know. Okay, and only the true believers in Yahweh Bashim Shai are going to resist the temptation, you know. They're going to deny this thing. All right, Revelations 3:10, but because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, Slack, excuse me. All right, you know. All right, and that hour of temptation is not going to be something light, something easy, you know. Okay, it's going to come with heavy burdens. That's what's going to make it very tempting, you know. All right, which most people are going to comply. All right, to what? Receiving the mark upon themselves, you know. All right, like when you go into that word receive in Revelations 14 and 9, all right, the Greek word is labanos, which means to openly admit, to take upon oneself. Most people are going to take that mark upon themselves, because why? They have no faith. They weren't chosen. They weren't of the Lord's elect, all right, of the children of Israel, you know. All right, so the elect of Yahweh by Shema B'Shai, all right, they're going to make it through this temptation. All right, let me see. The word patience. Hold on, give me a second.
Strong's G 5281. Hupamane.
Alright, hupamane, which means steadfastness, consistency, constancy, endurance. In the New Testament, the characteristics of a man who has not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and suffering. So the elect, all right, are gonna stand upon, all right, this principle. All right, they're going to patiently be steadfast during these trials and suffering, okay, while the rest of the world comply with Esau Edom, all right, which is going to lead down to their destruction. All right, though they join hand in hand, they both shall be punished. All right, because as Esau goes down, so is everybody else that joins himself with him, and that goes for 2/3 of our own people. You know. So I just wanted to leave it right there with that. Lord's willing, this was edifying. I got to get back pretty much to class. So I just wanted to do something quick through the Holy Spirit. Lord willing, again, this was edifying to the Lord's elect. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone. Hey, the time is coming, Akiam. Prepare your minds. All right. Continuously keep fighting. All right, because we almost out of here. Shalom.